Hey Hoopers, and welcome to this week's episode of Hooping Live. You guys are new to the show. Hooping Live is just a weekly web show that we have every Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central Time. You can do the conversion for wherever you live. And my name is Jenna Drake, and I know Audrey usually starts the show, but she is running just a little bit late today. She's had some technical difficulties with her Wi-Fi, which is, you know, it's live TV or internet TV, I guess, so you can't always expect it to be perfect. So yeah, if you guys have any sort of questions regarding hooping or even not regarding hooping, we are going to have an open forum tonight. You can ask anything and everything. I will answer questions to the best of my ability until Audrey gets here, and I will do my usual rambling. If you've ever watched me start a show before, it's pretty interesting. I'm not the talker like Audrey, as I don't have my usual beginning of show spiel down yet. I need to work on that, especially now that it's summer. I have a little bit more free time. So yeah. And in regards to summer and everything like that, my hoop journey, I guess, this summer has been pretty limited. I did get a job here in the town that I live in, and I've been very, very busy with training for that job and making my hours work out, so I'm not too super busy. And so it's been pretty hectic, so I think I've maybe hooped twice this week, which is kind of sad. But whatever. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick little hooping demo for you guys. And if you see me do anything that you're curious about, you want a tutorial on, or you just want a little quick explanation or whatever, go ahead and leave your comments in the comment box down below, and I will answer them, and I will pass the questions along to Audrey as well once she gets in here. So let me grab my hoops. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Got a little lost in the moment. All right. So as I said before, excuse me, a little out of breath. It's a little hot here in Kansas in the summer. And as I said before, if you guys saw me do anything in my demo that you would like a tutorial on, or if you have your own move that you would like a tutorial on, feel free to leave the comments, your comments in the comment box down below, and I will answer them. All right. So, also, I guess I should mention, I know we've said it in every show before, but if you guys ever want to help out behind the scenes with Hooping Live, or you have any questions for us that didn't necessarily get answered in the show or anything like that, you can always shoot us an email at info@hoopinglive.com. Again, that is info@hoopinglive.com. HoopingLIVE.com. And so, yeah, I would love to hear from you guys on those emails. We're still trying to get it figured out to integrate me within Audrey's email for the HoopingLIVE emails, but it's all going to get worked out. Don't worry about it. So, yeah, I know I said this in last week's show, but I will be attending the Wakarusa Music Festival in Ozark, Arkansas. Oh my goodness, is that next week? Hold on, let me look at the calendar. It is next week. All right, yeah. All right, on June 4th, we'll be taking I think it's roughly 6 or 8 hour drive from my town here in Kansas with 2 of my other friends. We're going to make the drive from here to Ozark, Arkansas, and we're going to rage on the mountain, and it's going to be so much fun. This will be my first Wakarusa, and this will actually be my first, like, excuse me, this will be, like, my first big, like, festival that I've ever gone to, which is a little nerve-wracking, but it's also very exciting. So if any of you have ever been to Wakarusa or you've ever been to a music festival, I would love to hear your experiences. I know I'm personally nervous about bringing my LED hoop with me. I do have, it's back there in the ridiculous pile of hoops, which there's also a cat right there if you can see her. That's where she likes to sleep during the shows now. Anyways, I do have a Helix LED hoop that I'm thinking about bringing with me to Wakarusa. It was a gift that I got from my family, and if you guys know anything about LED hoops or smart hoops in general, you know they're very, very expensive, which is basically the whole reason I'm so nervous about bringing it with me to Wakarusa. I have like all these irrational fears that, excuse me, that I'm going to leave it in the tent one night and or like during the day when I don't need it and someone's going to steal it out of the tent, or I'm going to lock it in my car and someone's going to break into my car, or it's going to get really hot in the car and the tubing's going to warp, or my mind goes and goes and goes with all of these different crazy scenarios that probably won't happen. But I would love to hear some advice from you guys because this is seriously making me really nervous. I am on a group on Facebook that's like Who's Going to Wakarusa 2014, and everybody in there, at least recently, is now posting their like test camps, like they're practicing setting up their tents and everything like that, and I have not seen a whole lot of hoopers on this group in general, and part of me doesn't really want to post about this because I don't want someone to be like, oh hey, that girl's gonna have an LED hoop, like we should find her tent or whatever, blah blah blah. So yeah, do we have Audrey here?
We do, I hope.
Oh, Audrey, you're muted.
Am I working? Am I muted?
Yeah, you are. You're just lagging a little bit.
We can hear her. Coming through. Yeah, we can hear.
Okay. Awesome. Great. Do I look okay right now?
You look okay. You look a little bit pixelated, but okay.
Okay. Well, this is as good as it's gonna get. So, sorry, we all have to deal with this tonight. My Wi-Fi is supposed to be back on at 10. The building seems to be out of it, so this is where I'm gonna have to be tonight, and I kind of have to keep it down because I'm in view of a lot of different people right now, so I can't get too excited. But yeah, okay. So hi everyone. Jenna, thank you so much for starting the show. I appreciate it. You always have my back when I need you, girl. Appreciate it. So great. So for those, hello, of you that do not know. Oh, okay. I'll put my shoes. I have to put my shoes back on.
And after all, this is also my living room, so treat it respectfully, please.
I will treat it respectfully. Don't worry. Anyway, like I said, I'm in a public space right now. So anyway, sorry. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but that's kind of funny. I will be throwing myself off right now. Jenna, can you just continue talking what you're talking about so I can get back into my headspace?
Yeah, of course. I was just chatting about Wakarusa because that's like a week and 2 days away, I think. Today's Monday, so yeah, a week and 2 days away. And I was really just mainly kind of rambling about how I'm kind of terrified to bring my helix with me, because that's a very expensive item that I have in my hooping arsenal, and I like don't want someone to steal it. Audrey, have you ever been to like a music festival with an LED hoop?
I have. I usually don't go to the main festivals that are kind of overdone, I guess you could say. I try to only go to places that are a little bit more small and more kind of Florida local in Florida. I've not gone to anything like Wakarusa, but I know when I do go to things, you know, fuck that, I'm putting my shoes off. I usually don't. I don't know. I'm very scared about bringing my LED hoop there, and honestly anything expensive, because even at the drum circle, which is kind of a family-oriented thing, there's I don't know. There's a lot of like people that like to steal stuff there. I mean, I've had like Matthias. He got one of his hoops stolen, and I actually found the people who took it, and anyway, I found them and I said, oh my gosh, you know, that's my friend's hoop. Do you mind if I get it back? He would be so happy to like know that it's safe. And they said, well, how do we know it's your hoop? And I said, well, is it, you know, orange, blue, and whatever, and about yay big, because it was one of his many. So he only has one of his many set now, which, for those of you who know, having many LEDs and only having one of them can kind of be a little annoying unless you're Tiana. And yeah, so they didn't give it back, and they were really rude to me. And I don't know. It was a little disturbing, but you know, what can I do? I'm gonna get a chair up here real quick. So anyway, yeah, it was disturbing. I suggest for you guys, if you do bring your LEDs to you know, said festival, that you do make sure that you do keep it with you or keep it in view, and if you're going to let someone use it, you make sure that you're very, you know, cautious about who's using your hoop and who's going to, you know, if they're drinking, if they're sober, you need to really understand. Like, I honestly feel like kind of a brat sometimes when it comes to who uses my hoop, because I'll have like a little kid come up and say, you know, oh my gosh, your hoop's so pretty, can I use it? And I feel like a total jerk when I say no. So usually I like to bring kind of a cheaper LED hoop and my expensive one, and so in case someone wants to use it, they can use my cheaper one. But unless you're in a space like that, I honestly really consider not letting someone borrow your LED hoop during festival hours. I just don't think that it's really that smart, especially if they're drunk and they could break it. I don't know. Jenna, how are you feeling about it? Are you like not wanting to bring your hoop?
I'm like so back and forth on it, because me and my friend Heather, she's been on the show before. She was with HoopMamas. Her and I are going with another friend of ours, and this other friend doesn't hoop. And me and Heather have been talking like, okay, what hoops are we going to bring? Like, what hoops are we going to keep at home? Are we going to bring fire hoops? Like, is it worth bringing fire hoops, or should we just bring quick wicks and all that stuff? And she has, I think she's got the Evoke, and then I've got the Helix, and hers is poly. So I feel like if we're going to bring any LED hoop, it's just going to be one, and it'll probably end up being mine, because as nervous as it makes me to bring my LED hoop, like, hers is a Polypro, and I would feel so terrible if we brought her Polypro Atomic, which, like, she just got retubed and resized, and it, like, shattered or something like that. Like, I'd feel so much more comfortable bringing mine. So if we do end up bringing an LED hoop, it's going to be, like, one, and that way, like, one of us can be hooping and flowing with the LED, and the other person can be just standing there, like, holding the rest of the hoops or something like that. Or we're going to figure a good system out to, like, keep hoops safe, because that's like #1 priority with us.
Absolutely, and I think that's a really smart idea. And you know, regardless of what you're doing, or it doesn't have to be an LED hoop, I think that being cautious at festivals is always a good idea. I've had some really scary experiences at a few festivals where I had some random guys come up to me and offer me a Special K, I think is what it's called. And they came up to me and they were all like, you know, cloudy, and they're like, oh, you know, you want to try this? And you know, I'm like a standalone girl, just like at my car because I was camping out in my car, and I'm like, no, you know, I'm good on that. But I realized that no one was around, and those guys could have, you know, easily been very dangerous. And I think especially for women, we need to really, really consider being super safe at festivals. And I know it can be a kind of like an environment where everyone's together and stuff, but unfortunately at festivals nowadays, not everyone is into that whole kind of peace thing, and it's kind of more about partying and getting messed up, which can kind of be a hard place to be in. So just always keep, you know, keep your ears and eyes open for stuff around you.
Definitely, yeah. When I went to the Flow Festival in Missouri, Hoopalooza, like, everybody was just drunk or messed up on whatever that they were taking, and I just thought it was really weird because this was like a festival that was centered on flow and like different flow arts, and I was going into it expecting like a completely different community. And while during the day it was pretty chill with like a bunch of acoustic sets going on, once it hit nighttime and all the DJs started going on, everybody was just trashed. And me and Heather were there and we were like, this isn't fun anymore. None of the workshops that we wanted to do in the morning happened, and all of these people are super messed up at night, and people are yelling. And like, I at one point, both Heather and I at one point had these two guys who came up out of nowhere. Like, they didn't like say hey, they didn't like come up to us from the front. They came up from behind us and like put their arms around us. They were like, hey girls, what's up? Like, blah blah, being super creepy. And I was just like, no, like, just please get off me. Do not touch me. Like, that is my personal space. I do not know you, so get off.
Yeah, and that's good that you said that. You should always make sure that you're, you and anyone else is always very solid on how they feel. Don't just because either the person's tripping or drunk, don't give them any mercy. If they make you feel uncomfortable, you stand up for, you know, stand up for your rights, and you tell them as boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just gotta take it, and you just gotta do it.
Girl power.
Girl power, absolutely. So it looks like we have a couple comments. For those of you who don't know, if you just post your comment down below in the comment box like usual, we will get your comments. We're going to try to keep the show at till 9:45 Eastern Time. So if you do want to ask a question, be sure to get it in now so we have enough time to answer your question, especially if it's a good one, because we don't want to miss out on any good questions. But yeah, so be sure to leave a comment down below, and we'll answer it and do whatever we have to do for it. For those of you who don't know, my name's Audrey, also known as Audrey here on YouTube, and I'm apologizing about my background and about any weird, rude older people that want to come by and make comments about my inability to wear shoes in the place that I live. But anyway, I'm not sour.
Not at all.
Just go ahead and just deal with it. Just gotta deal with it. And then my Wi-Fi should be working back around 10 o'clock, but you guys will already be doing your own thing by then, so it's not even like it matters. But anyway, I'll do a quick demo real quick, and then we'll get on to the rest of the questions, and that will be that. Am I like super like choppy right now?
No, you're actually pretty good.
Okay. Because if I was choppy, I was gonna like ixnay on the hooping hay. Is this good?
Yep, you're good.
Cool. You want to try this place first?
Beautiful.
Good job. Sorry. Thank you.
Sorry, we don't need to stare.
Okay, fine. I'm stupid. Mostly playfuls are, but. Okay, I'll leave it there in case that woman comes
Audrey,
back.
can you hold the hoop? Can you hold the hoop for a quick still?
What?
Can you hold the hoop for a quick still? Quick photo?
Yeah. Let me know when. Hold on, I'm going to turn you up.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Okay. Sorry if that was a little sterile hooping. I feel a little bit out of my element right now and don't want Cranky Pants to come back. And although I should be like empowered, being like, I live here too, and if I want to be barefoot right now, I will be barefoot. But I have this weird thing where I like really respect old people, so I don't know. I'll just let it go. Anyway, let's get some of your comments here. I drank some crazy caffeine this morning, and I'm like still like kind of shaking from it. It's really weird. I don't know why, but you guys don't care. Anyway, Hoopadelic Kittens says, honestly, I get really scared to bring my smart hoop as well because one time I went to a festival with my first rainbow melt hoop, and it rained and my hoop was completely ruined. The light stopped working and I had been scared to bring my hoop overnight since. Yeah, and you know, rain is kind of an element that can be an unfriendly one when it comes to hoops, for sure. I mean, I don't know. You just gotta be careful. Like I said, I have kind of like a cheaper hoop that I bring with me. I actually have a smart, not a smart. It's a non-smart LED. It's just like a $90 LED hoop versus my $400 one, and I bring that one to the drum circles. So you know, like I said, if a little kid wants to use it, or if I'm going to be in the sand or the sand is wet, you know, you can be careful and you're not worried about the hoop getting stolen. Because at the drum circle, we've actually had a lot of thief action going on. We've had one woman who kind of runs the drum circle, she's a doctor, so she has tons of gorgeous LED hoops, and she's got multiple hoops stolen from her, which is so not cool.
Awful.
Oh, it's horrible. She's had like 2 atomic hoops stolen from her.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. Those people just get drunk and they come and they disrespect the place, and I mean, there's nothing you can do. If they're gonna steal them, they're gonna steal them.
Yeah, but just, I don't know. I feel like with people, I mean, I don't know, maybe we're just biased because we're all hoopers, but I feel like if I was a non-hooper and I was in public like that and I saw somebody using an LED or it was sitting on the ground or whatever, I wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to take that. Like, why not? You know, like that's obviously something that costs a lot of money because it has lights in it, you know? Like, it's not just like a cheapo Walmart hoop. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased.
No, I think that honestly people don't know that those hoops are expensive. I think they see hula hoop, they associate with Walmart or something. So I'm going to assume that they don't know. But, you know, you gotta just be careful. So let's move on to the next comment. We have a comment from Karis? Says, hey, this is my first show, so happy I could be here for the end of it. Well, we're at the beginning of it. I've been hooping for about 5 months, and you guys have helped me a lot, so thank you guys so much. And thank you for this sweet comment. That's really awesome. glad Jenna and I can be of help of you. We try the best we can, and you did make it through kind of the middle of the show, so you still have 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
Lay day, assuming you're lay day. We've had some people that have had like miscommunication in profiles. So if you're a man, then my bad.
Mabi.
And that sounds really weird. Mabi, Nacho B. I just made a song in my head. It's really good. So Jason Dill says, I came back from Kinetic Fire and didn't have any issues, though it was a flow festival and I kept a lock on my tent. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't know you could. Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Keeping a lock on your tent. I don't know. What do you? How do you?
I've heard
camp?
I mean, I've only ever been camping like a handful of times, and I have heard of like the whole lock your tent thing, but again, my paranoid brain kicks in, and I would feel like if somebody was just walking around Riverside camping where I'm going to be and they saw a tent with a lock on it, they're instinctively going to be like, oh, there's something expensive in there, and nylon tents are pretty easy to cut, like there's a way to get around that lock. So I don't know, I'm just super, super paranoid about stuff like that, so I might not even bring an LED. I haven't decided yet.
I honestly suggest, like I said, purchasing a cheap one unless you already have one.
No, I don't. I had a Mood Hoops Blaze about a year ago, but I sold it because I don't know. I just felt like I had the Helix already, and I wasn't using my Mood Hoop. So like, why would I keep this hoop when somebody else can enjoy it? That was my mindset for it. I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I don't blame you. But I'll be interested to hear what you do and how you do it.
Oh yes, you will all be getting a very big Waka update Monday after the festival.
When do you leave?
I'm leaving June 4th, probably around 8 a.m. if not earlier, because the gates for Riverside camping open at like 4 p.m. and it's like I think it's like a 6-hour drive. Plus, we're gonna have to take breaks for like food, So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we hope that you're gonna be safe and have fun for sure. I would if you're driving, bring your hoop and just keep it locked in your car.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing. Again, I'm paranoid though, because it's gonna be Arkansas, so it's gonna be hot, right? But I would feel really uncomfortable leaving any of my windows cracked because somebody could get a stick and unlock my car door, or if I just leave them completely closed, I don't want the heat in my car to mess up the tubing because I have black interior in my car, so it gets super hot.
What about one of those window cover things?
Oh, yeah, I might do that, bring blankets or something to cover the windows. I might do that.
Yeah, I mean, I would suggest doing something like that. What I did when I went camping is I camped out of my car because I could put my back seat down and kind of a very big space. And I had my kitchen in my driver's seat, and my bathroom was in my passenger seat. And then I had my bed, and then my clothes on the side of my bed, and I put a bunch of pillows down and slept on the pillows. And then in my trunk area, I had jugs of water for washcloth showering and stuff. And what I would do is I'd hang up my tapestries. I'd roll my window down, put my tapestry through, and roll the window up, so it kind of hung the tapestry throughout my car. So it block everything, and I could in the morning time it would be darker, and you can kind of create a box of tapestries in the car. So that's a kind of a nice thing to do. And as long as you're okay keeping your car key on you, you'll be set. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be keeping my keys on me at all times. Those will not leave me because it's too far away for me to grab. But I use a lanyard, so it's got my Vera Bradley wallet, which has my debit card and some other important cards, my ID. It's got my apartment key. It's got my car keys on it. So that is something that will be glued to my body the whole festival.
Absolutely. And I definitely just think, I know a lot of people don't want to have things in their way, but just learn how to keep it on your body as secure as possible. Don't ever doubt anything. You want to keep that stuff super secure. Well, let's move on to the next comments because we have about 15 minutes left. Nicolina, hello, Nicolina, said, hello, lovely ladies. So I just took Jenna talking about us being square bodies, and I'm going to turn into a spin and anti-spin on the body. Am I making sense right? Hello, lovely ladies.
Yeah, that's what it says. I don't know. Maybe she messed up on her comment.
Okay. About us being square bodies and going to turn... Have you seen Brecken's video on Notion? What do you think of the lines you create in motion? Much love. Well, I talked to Brecken about 3 years ago. No. Yeah, that was about 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago? Dang it, that's crazy. About 3 years ago, about creating how the world is like all these geometric like grids, and those lines that we create in the grids are like all of this crazy stuff, and that's what I think she's talking about. I have not seen the video, but Brecken and I had like a crazy conversation about that. So I'm assuming that's the same thing she's talking about, and it was like how like around your body is kind of like a grid, and you can use your hoop to manipulate space, kind of. I don't know, it's crazy scientific mathematics stuff that I don't quite understand, but it's crazy. So I'll watch the video and maybe we'll talk about it next week for sure. Jason Dill says you can tuck the lock inside the opening of the zipper.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's true. Didn't think of that.
Yeah. I have not thought of that, but I understand having a lock on the tent if someone is going around to each tent. Well, I guess if someone, like, hopefully you think the community is strong enough that if someone was going around to each tent, they would, you know.
Stop them.
I had a crazy dream, though, the other day, guys, that I was downtown Sarasota, and I opened my car door, and I put my key in to start it, and I was, like, going in the back seat or something to, like, put something in there, and I saw some, I'm not going to, like, give a description of the person because I don't want to sound, like, racist or anything, but said person came up to my car and kicked the back door out, which shoved me backwards, and got into my car and, like, straight up stole my car, and all these people were around, and I'm like, this is my car, this person just stole my car, and no one did anything. I remember vividly an older woman in a kind of, like, tan Camry drove by and, like, looked at me, and I'm like, this is my car, chase them, and, like, no one was listening to me, and it horrified me, and I woke up, and I, like, ran downstairs and, like, ran to the parking lot and was like, ah, and, like, I woke up, and it was just weird. It was weird. Waking up within a dream, it's just, like, so weird. I can't even handle it. So I was, like, assuming that my dream was, yeah, but it was great. I literally woke up, and I'm like, oh, my God, my car has, like, been stolen. Anyway. Is it raining? I don't know. And I don't have ADD. So Heather Grugan says, hey, last week was my first time turning to the show, and I've been looking forward to the next one ever since. I'm wondering what tricks, etc. you would suggest starting with aside from the regular waist tubing. I'm looking for a few fun things to start working on, and would love to hear what you think. Jenna, you want to take this one away?
Sure. Right as I was reading that, I thought of me starting hooping, and one of the first tricks I ever learned hooping, I think I saw someone do it, was a behind the back elbow pass, and I'll go ahead and do it real quick. If you don't know what it looks like, I'll do it from this angle first so you get, like, the illusion of it. It's just you're passing it from your elbows, and I'll go ahead and do it so you can see what I'm doing behind my back.
Yeah, do a couple tricks.
You can do it continuously like this if you keep just passing it from elbow, from elbow to elbow. And I'll go ahead and teach that real quick. It's pretty simple once you kind of get the concept of it down. When I first learned it, I was super confused and wasn't getting it down right or anything like that. But it's pretty simple. All you got to do, you're hand hooping forwards. So, yeah, like this. And when the hoop goes up on this upswing here, that's when you're gonna, oh wait, sorry, no, it's on the downswing, I'm so wrong. Sorry. When the hoop is going down, that's when you're gonna switch to elbow hooping, like this. So I'll do it again. When it's going down, I'm putting my elbow in. And from here, I wanna say it's relatively simple. All you're doing is turning your upper body. Your arm isn't gonna move at all because if I tried to move my arm back, my hoop's gonna fly off. And that was the mistake that I made when I was learning this trick at first. So once you've got it on your elbow, you're going to turn, and you're going to want to tuck your butt in a little bit, because if you have a big butt like some people, you're going to hit your booty, and then you're going to pass to your other elbow and turn with it again, and we're on the other side. And if you want to do it continuously, just bring it to the front and stick your other elbow in. Woo! All right, that one rolled away. I've got one.
That's a great description. I like that.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite tricks when I first started. And then from there, I think it's good to learn the vortex, which is kind of hard, I guess. But the basics of it, you're going to want to know from waist hooping, you're going to want to go up to lasso. And then from lasso, you're going to want to learn how to go back down. So if you've got those two things down, you can pretty much do the vortex already. So what you're going to do to get into lasso, put your hand at the small of your back. Sorry, I'm like thrusting really hard. This is a really small hoop. You're going to find where the hoop hits the small of your back and figure out that timing, so then when it hits, you're going to go up. And you're going to want to lead with your elbow. I'll do it from the front. See how I'm leading up with my elbow? Because if I don't do that, I'm going to hit myself in the face. Like, oh gosh, I can't even do it now without leading with my elbow.
It's really hard.
Yeah, like it's having to do something wrong now is really hard, which is
do it opposite. Do your opposite current and see if that's harder.
Okay. Actually, I think I can do it in my opposite current. Hold on. Oh yeah.
Oh, my name's Jenna. I can do it.
Hush. Anyway, so once you get the lasso up, and I'm hooping to the left, by the way. I'm doing counterclockwise hooping, so you're going to go up with your right hand, and then once you have it up, you're going to once again, you're just going to do the up in reverse, so you're going to want to kind of like get your elbow up like that and bring the hoop down. And then once you get it down, you're going to pass it off to your right hand again and go back up. And then once you get it down, it looks like this. And one thing I have found, if you're struggling to do that or the hoop gets wonky, like kind of sags a little bit, that's like one of the problems that I was having. Get a lighter hoop. I know not everybody can afford to get multiple hoops, but it does help to have a smaller or lighter hoop to do the vortex. And also spin with it. Spin in the direction that it's going. Because like when you're hooping and you spin in the same direction, it's going to slow down that rotation, and you're going to be able to see the gaps a lot easier.
Absolutely.
So, those are my beginner.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you, Jenna. Let's see. When I very first started hooping, I became obsessed with hooping on my legs. But if we're going to do like tricky tricks, I really liked pardon me, I had like a hiccup there. Oh my gosh, I do not want to get the hiccups. My hiccups are violent. My body like thrusts when I have hiccups. For those of you who have seen me have hiccups, you know what I'm talking about. I really like I was obsessed with the isolation and just like perfecting the isolation. Jenna. Sorry. Sorry, my lovely co-employee is saying things. Funny. I really like the isolation, and What else was I a big fan of? Breaks and paddles. Honestly, the things that I do a lot now are what I really liked. Roll. I don't know. I never honestly got into like crazy tricks. That was like never really my thing. I always really just wanted to learn like the basics and like yeah, like isolations and stuff, like variations of like different isolations and whatnot. But I'm gonna move through the rest of the comments real quick because we have 5 minutes to get through the rest of them. If you want to ask a question, you can, and I can go back and answer them later. I will be doing that. I'll be going through each video. So if you have a comment that has not been answered in the past, I will be answering those questions shortly, and hopefully I'll be able to get Jenna to help me out with that too if she has time. Okay, good. She's nodding. That's good. And yeah, so if you guys want to ask another question, you can, but I'm going to stop at the last one that was posted. So, Julia, wait, no. I'm confused here. Okay, Julia Petolino says, it's funny you guys are on the topic of letting people use your LED hoops. I was at an event Saturday, and an adorable little girl picked up my helix and started hooping with it, and I had to quickly tell her to stop. She was upset, but I managed to make her happy by letting her play with my much less expensive Poly Pro. I ended up giving it to her. Hopefully a new hooper to add to the community. She was rocking out with that thing. And that's really sweet. That's awesome that you gave her the hoop. I think that giving a hoop to someone who looks like they really, really are passionate about it is kind of like giving a crystal to someone who seems like they really need it as well. So that's really cool. For those of you who have a situation where you don't want someone to use your hoop, but you feel bad saying you like don't use my hoop, and people are like, it's a piece of plastic. Like, why are you so upset about it? Just stand your ground, and like, you need to be a lot more confident in like, or whoever. I don't want to say you because you probably whatever. Just always hold your ground on your hoop. Know that it's something that's sacred and special to you. You put your energy into this, piece of plastic. So if someone wants to get in your space, you should feel confident in always telling them, no, this is something special to me. Here's another option, or no, this is something special to me. And if they just question you like that's stupid, just explain to them as much as you want. Don't waste your energy on it, though, if they're going to be rude to you.
Yeah.
Have you had that happen before, Jenna?
Oh my God, yes. I go to quite a few EDM shows. No, I shouldn't say quite a few, but I've gone to quite a few EDM shows here in KC, and every time I have my helix with me, pretty much anywhere I go and I'm hooping with it, I will get tons and tons and tons of people who will ask to use it. And my method of like deterring people is just straight up saying, yeah, you can use my hoop, but if you break it, you're giving me $500. And that will usually deter people because they'll go, oh my God, like, I didn't know it was $500, or they'll call you out on it or something like that. I actually had a guy, I was at a local show here in Lawrence. It was a pretty small show, but I brought my hoop anyways just because I feel more comfortable going to shows with my hoop. And I was hooping for everybody, and they were really digging it, and this guy just straight up came to me and tried to grab my hoop off my body. Like, it was around my body, and I was, like, isolating with her. Like, I don't know. It was just around me, and he just came up and tried to grab it from me. And he was very obviously drunk, and I just looked at him and went, no. Like, no, you can't do that. And he's like, oh, come on, why not? And I threw out, you want to give me $500? And he goes, oh, F no. And I was like, all right, then don't touch my hoop. And he goes, all right, F you, and walks off. And I just started laughing. I was like, how can you be so ungodly rude to a college student? Like, this guy was older. He was obviously a townie here in Lawrence and just got really drunk at this show. But, like, really? You're going to say F you when I don't let you touch something of mine that is $500? I mean, don't take $500 as, like, a solid thing. I don't remember how much it was. But, oh, people.
I mean, you can tell them $500. I mean, it's an investment. So, I mean, I say it's $600 for all you care. I mean, if I'm not even going to get into the topic of people being rude. I have seen so many people at the drum circle that are just horrible. And Craig,
that's a whole different show.
multiple times, has seen these people that are just like awful. Oh, they're awful. People are just so awful sometimes, and it blows my mind. It just makes me it makes me laugh. I'm just like, how can a human being just be so mean and like have so much time in their life to be mean to a hula hooper? Like that woman that came down, she's like, this is my living room, you know? I'm like, yeah, well, this is everyone's living room. It's the common area. That's why they call it the common area. She's like, you put your shoes on, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Are you that bored? Are you that bored? Are you that bored? If she comes back down, I will ask her if she is that.
Be like, excuse me.
It's just ridiculous. She could just say something like, you know, just please make sure you're respecting the space, and you know, the rule is that you have to have shoes on. I'm just letting you know that in case someone else gets upset about it, but she is the case, so it's not like it mattered. Anyway, you know, I'm gonna rant, and it's already a minute past the time we said we were gonna do. I'm going to read through the questions really, really quickly and answer them to my best ability as quickly as I can. Dennis Kim says, I know I asked last week, but do you guys have any tips or advice on getting behind the back waist wraps with the twin hoops? I know ways are started up. No idea how to do the behind the back waist weave yet. I've just graduated college, so I haven't really had a lot of time to spend in the hoop. I will work on that for you personally, Dennis. This will be for you. I will learn that trick for you, and I will teach you that trick, and it will be epic. And, oh, by the way, yeah, my 10 best hooping tricks is almost over 91,000 views, so when I reach 100,000, we'll do a giveaway or something awesome like that. I'm also working with a logo designer to get us Hooping Livers a logo, and I might be making t-shirts, so
ooh.
Thumbs up this video or comment EA t-shirts down below if you guys would totally rock a Hooping Live t-shirt. So moving on, what was the last questions? Julia Pentalino, hello, Miss Chatty, I love it, says, but my heart stopped when she picked it up. I don't think I would bring it to a really large event. I wouldn't be able to relax or let it out of my hands. And she's talking about an LED hoop, and I agree. When you have an expensive hoop, it's hard to do so. Julia also says, wait, we answered that question already. Misty says, I'm not sure if anyone asked this, but where can I get a good hoop at a low price if you know? Jenna, I'm going to let you answer this and wrap up the show.
All right. I mean, I don't know about low price because I don't really look at prices when I buy hoops, but I am forever and always HoopMamas loyal. That is HoopMamas, HoopMamas. They are on Etsy. They're local here in Lawrence, and I've personally worked with Allie to help ship out hoops, and I've seen their process and how much love and dedication goes into every single one of the hoops that they make. And they've got, they've got one of the best, if not the best, polypro maker in the entire United States. She makes the cleanest cuts. If my polypro wasn't on the other side of the room, I would get it. But there is no gap at all when she cuts these polys. They are perfect, and they have the prettiest tapes. And I mean, I could go on forever about HoopMamas, but please check them out. They do have some very fairly priced hoops. They have budget hoops that you can get. And I think they start as low as, I want to say $15 plus shipping. And if you're local to Lawrence, they do free pickup for local pickup. But HoopMamas on Etsy, go buy from them. I love them.
I'm going to say the same thing. I'm going to say HoopMamas, and then in Sarasota locally is OutwardSpiral, Bonnie Brown. Same as Jenna said, quality, beautiful, really good energy hoops. So. Jenna, go ahead and say your goodbyes, and we'll wrap the show up.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and thank you for listening to me ramble at the beginning of this video. You know I do it best. If you would like to find my YouTube page or any of my other social media sites, you can find it at flavors.me/Jenna Drake.
Awesome. Thank you, Jenna, and thank you for starting the show. You're always the best. Love you so much. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Audrey, also known as Audrey here on the YouTubes. And thank you so much for watching tonight, you guys. Great comments. I like that we had a nice little kind of motif going. You guys always are so active and awesome in acting and asking questions. I'll be sure to work on that weave for you, Dennis Kim, and I will get it down and I will teach you it if it's the last thing I do, unless you learn it before I teach you it. But otherwise, thank you so much. Sorry about the space change again. And we will see you guys next week. And for those of you who want to see more of me tonight, you can go check out the Hangout 10 show. The link will be on the Facebook page. I think there's a Hangout 10 show. I can't remember. Craig, is there a Hangout 10 show?
We can actually do it at another time if you want to, because of your internet thing.
Oh, okay.
Great,
okay.
Put it off?
Yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
Okay. We'll just do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So never mind. There's no Hangout 10 show. We'll do it next week, though, for sure. So if you guys want to learn more about how to make a show or kind of see the behind the scenes of Hooping Live and kind of how we set everything up, then you can check out Hangout 10, hangout10.com every Monday at like 10 o'clock pretty much, or right after Hooping Live. And I'll be sure to always post the link on the Hooping Live page if we have it. So anyway, we have a lot of awesome stuff coming up for Hooping Live. Now that I have time, I'm actually going to be getting an actual office space, so I'll have a place to film and really get things moving along, Sally. So, yay times. Anyway, bye guys. Thank you for watching and dealing with my I'm so sorry. I've been so spacey today. That woman actually really threw me off. I've never had someone actually get really upset at me for not wearing my shoes in my facility in which I live. Anyway, all right, bye.